Hi, friends. How are you? Welcome to this week's episode of Ask Me Anything. Hang on. Uh, yes, we are live. We are live. We're going live. I had to make sure that things were going in there because, I had a little bit of a freak out. This is this week's Ask Me Anything where you ask questions and I give answers. I will be answering questions that have been pre-asked as well as questions that will be asked during this broadcast, so leave them in the comments and I'll do my best to respond. Let's dive in right about now. Tatiana asked, my question is whether you can give us some tips on how to create a desire and a demand for your product or service. Now, this was upvoted 10 times, and the trick then became for me, I was like, okay, can you be a little bit more specific because I don't know how I can answer without knowing exactly what you mean. And she responded with this. Here, I'll try. I would like to introduce a new service that is not as well known in my market as it is in America. It's about branding photography. What steps would you take to make people want and need such a service? So, if you have realized that you want to create demand for a product that people might be unfamiliar with, regardless if it's branding photography, this is going to be an answer specifically for you. I have firmly believed that when it comes to developing demand, nothing is better suited than education. Now, you might be saying, okay, I didn't build my product or service to educate people, but I'm going to say, when you educate, it's going to come from a place of pleasure or pain. This means that when it comes to creating demand, you're going to position it as something that people want, like pleasure. That's aspiration. What do they want? And then you position your service to build that demand, or pain, or like a problem. How does your product or service facilitate and make it easier? How does your product or service solve their pleasure or pain? So Tatiana had said, I want to get into branding photography, but it's not prevalent in my country. And I respond with Tatiana and anybody else who wants to build demand and say education is going to be key. So let's give examples for Tatiana on the education that she can build when it comes to pain and when it comes to pleasure. So if I was in a foreign country and I wanted to build demand for branding photography, a pain point, I could start my Instagram or Facebook posts and say, do you want more business? That's a pain point. A business owner who needs branding photography wants to have more business. And what would be the solution to this pain point? If I started off an Instagram post and their pain point was, do you want more business? I would then position my branding photography to come in and say, well, you can get more business if you had updated photos of yourself. You can showcase who you are and build your personal brand. I am talking about my services that alleviate a pain point of not having business. Now, let's just say I wanted to create educational content around pleasure. Well, if I was a branding photographer and I really wanted to sell an idea or an aspiration of something, the idea could then be, as I start an Instagram, Facebook, or even a YouTube video, imagine becoming an industry authority. In order for me to build demand for my product, which would be branding photography, I would sell the aspiration of somebody who would want or need to invest in photography. Because when I say imagine what it would be like to be an industry authority, and the way that you become an industry authority is by getting people to know, like, and trust you. And the best way that you accomplish this is by having beautiful imagery curated on your social feeds and on your website. Boom. So when you want to create demand, you build education. And you build educational resources in one of two ways, pleasure or pain. Is that okay? Are we following along there? Do you have any questions that I can to follow up with that? Please leave them here in the comment section and I'll make sure to follow up and add clarity as we go on. A big shout out to Catherine, Angie McPherson, and Phyllis Smith for being here. I'll make sure and pop into those live questions in a second. Kelly Miller asked, and this was upvoted 10 times, J-Star, do you have any juicy tips on how to talk about your business while everyone is in vacation mode? Okay, so at the time of us filming this live conversation, it's summer. And oftentimes there are some businesses that feel insulated and being like, people aren't paying attention to what I'm saying because they're in vacation mode. So how then do you get into their minds and spark interest when they are in vacation mode? Well, I've come to believe that you can create themes in your posts, in your Facebook posts, Instagram posts, YouTube videos, and let's just use this example as a theme as vacation. Kelly brought up this idea of vacation. She says, my dream customer's on vacation and they're not paying attention to what I'm talking about. Well, I know Kelly. She's very active on this page. And because I know Kelly, she is into living a healthy lifestyle. She provides clean eating. Now, obviously, when people are on vacation, they don't want to hear about clean eating. They're on vacation. How does Kelly permeate that? Well, Kelly permeates the ideas and thoughts that people are having around food on vacation. And she can go back to what we just spoke about. Education from pain or pleasure based on themes of a post. So what would this look like? So if I know that Kelly is a big proponent of clean eating and her pain point was, are you on vacation and you're eating differently than you're used to and you're not feeling like yourself? Here's 5 tips to clean eating while on vacation. What about a pleasure point? Are you on vacation tasting delicious food on a cruise? Or perhaps you're at a dream location and you want to make this food at home? I've provided 5 clean recipes that inspire, and then you fill in the blank, a beach vacation, a desert vacation, a mountain vacation. What you're basically doing is taking your same ideas and same content, but you're dressing it up in a different theme so that when people are on vacation, they're going to want to engage and want to read from pain or pleasure. How are we feeling there? Are we following? I mean, we're like basically doing some collegiate level business dropping today. Okay, Kelly Miller, good to see you. I'm glad you're here live, boo-boo. I answered your question. It was upvoted 10 times. Congratulations for being so brilliant. Duh. Okay, let's dive into another question. Maday, I would like some sort of checklist, ideas on how to create video content. Kind of like the captions have their categories. What categories should we have for videos? Should they be similar? And this question was upvoted 8 times, which means a lot of people wanted to hear about this. So she is asking, what should I post for videos? Now, when she's talking about categories, for people who are not familiar, I am founder of Social Curator, a monthly social media membership for small business owners to market their business every day and build a brand. And how I facilitate people showing up every day on social media and building their brand is by giving and providing categories for us to be posting every single day. Because when you create categories, your ideas come faster, you save time, and you know how to build out your brand messaging. So Maday is saying, Jasmine, you do that for captions. Should I be creating categories for videos? Well, first, before you figure out your categories, you actually kind of have to have an idea of what your audience wants to see. So if you're here and you're like, Jasmine, I think I'm kind of ready to test video, and video could be Facebook stories, Instagram stories. It could be full-on video in your YouTube channel. It also could be something like Instagram Live, right? So how do you actually know what people want to see? Well, let's talk about how to find some video ideas. Now, I don't think you should pull it out of thin air. I'm going to give you 4 ways to find video ideas. Number 1, FAQ, frequently asked questions. What are people asking you a lot of? You might not think they're asking you questions, but if you pay attention, they start asking questions like, oh, how did you do this? Why is this important? What are your thoughts? Maybe I should make a video about that. Second idea for getting video ideas is what you wish you knew when you first started. Are you a fitness professional? What do you wish you knew when you first started being a fitness professional? Like, is it what's a macro? How do you count macros? Did you know that carbs are in fruit or whatever? What did you wish you knew then? That can then help create topics. Because what happens is the longer you are in your industry, the more elevated your education becomes. Your thoughts become, but you have to remember that your customers and your future clients don't know as much as you do. So when you say, what did I wish I knew? It actually puts you in the shoes of potential customers. Third idea on how to create video topics would be Amazon reviews. And you're like, wait, what, Jasmine? I don't sell on Amazon. Guess what? I don't either. But I heard this really great idea from Danielle. She is a member of the Social Curator and she does copywriting. And she says, do you know that you can find the best ideas for content when you go to Amazon and you search for a book that is somewhat related to the topic that you're selling? So let's say that you are a photographer. Well, you can look up photography books. Let's say that you are a fitness professional. Well, you can look up like the Atkins diet book. You can look up, Suzanne Summers. I don't even know why I said Suzanne Summers. Like, how old am I? 85? Anyway, you'll go to these books on Amazon and you're going to click on the reviews. Now, you're not going to read the 5-star reviews because sometimes those reviews were paid for, or sometimes they're just psycho fans. And you're not going to read the 1-star reviews because people who leave 1-star reviews are just generally unhappy with life. You want to know what I'm saying? You're going to pick the 3-star reviews. These are people who are just having an opinion, and they will often mention what was not included in the book that they wish it was. Now, when you could read an Amazon review on a book that's related to the topic you want to speak about, and they're like, oh, it didn't include this, and you're like, oh, great, I can make a video. Or they say, I really loved this section about X, and you're like, huh, they really loved that section about X. Maybe I can make a video and see how it goes, right? There's no purpose for you to try to reinvent the wheel. People are actually talking about what it is they like. Now, the fourth idea for how to create video ideas would be customer reviews. When people are leaving reviews, like on your Facebook page, on Yelp, on Google, or perhaps they're just sending you an email or a text message talking about the nice things. When they talk about what they really loved about the experience working with you, it then gives an indication to say when somebody says, I really like X, they're telling you that they really liked X because they haven't experienced X elsewhere. And then you realize, oh, that must be something really good or different that I do in my business. Perfect. Now, if you're sitting here and you're saying, Jasmine, I just started, I don't have customer reviews, no problem. What I would encourage you to do is to go and look at customer reviews for other people who are doing what you want to do. Now, I am not saying for you to copy their content. I'm asking you to look at the reviews. Like their customers are saying, I really loved this, or I wish this happened. Because when you can look at somebody else in your industry who's much bigger, more advanced, or perhaps not, and they have customer reviews, you're like, oh, one day I'm going to get customer reviews. But until that day happens, I'm going to create content that is based on what other people are saying about somebody else I admire in my industry. We are not copying content. We're reading the reviews from other people who are talking about businesses that are doing the thing we want to do. The same goes if you sell homemade goods on Etsy and you're like, nobody is buying my homemade stamps. Well, go and look at the other person who has 500 reviews for writing stamps and then read about what they liked about buying that stamp experience, and boom, you have ideas for content and ultimately how to attract customers. Okay, so Rob Shirley says, this is great. Thank you, because I'm sweating bullets over here. And I'm like, I don't know if this is landing today. It's been one of those days. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm showing up the best I can. Jesus, take the wheel. Okay. Perfect. Before we dive into some live questions, please leave them here because we're looking at them already. We're going to get into those right now. So let's get into one more pre-asked question, and that's from Unbound and Wild. All things email list building. Who do you use for collecting emails, and how do you decide what to offer as a free incentive download for people to give their email? I'm so intimidated, but I know I need to do it. Okay, and that was upvoted 5 times. So for those of us who want to get on the same page, when she refers to a freebie, this is otherwise referred to as a freebie, an opt-in, a resource. Because we have to understand that if you want to build your newsletter list, people are not just going to sign up because you're cute and witty. People are going to sign up or be incentivized to sign up because you're going to be offering them some value in exchange. So she's saying, hey, Jasmine, how can I get people to sign up for my newsletter list? How do I know what type of content I should be creating? And my advice, like always, is going to be the following: to test your ideas. Now, I know that this seems like a little like nebulous. Like, Jasmine, what do you mean? I literally mean, in the beginning, think about what you think people want to know from your business. Now, what I'm going to show you is a sneak peek of the kind of freebies that I've created. I've probably created, in the past 2 years, I've probably created over 40 freebies. And you want to know? About 35 of them sucked. I thought they were going to be amazing. I was like, people are going to love this. It's going to be amazing. Just you wait and see. And then nobody opted in. I would talk about it and people just didn't really care. So what do we have to do? We have to test our ideas. What you're going to see right now, it's just like a little bit of a screen grab. And it's a little small, but I'm going to read it. You'll see 3 columns. On the left side, you will see a few of our freebies, like our Instagram marketing guide, a productivity guide, free holiday photos, direct messages. And I'm out here just trying to test my ideas. And of those ideas, some of them worked and some of them were not so great. So when people say, oh, Jasmine, what do I put out? Honestly, don't stop thinking and start doing. Don't be so fixated that it needs to be the most amazing thing. You don't know what the market wants until you put it out into the market and the market talks back to you. So let me show you 5 opt-ins and freebies that have done really well for our business. But remember how I have like 40 or so in the past year? 35 of them were like, am I like taking it personally? Do I think I'm terrible? Do I think I'm dumb? Do I think it was a bad idea? No, I'm unafraid. I'm unafraid to test ideas of what the market wants to see, because the only way you know what the market wants to see is until they tell you what they don't want to see, and you got to keep on trying. But let's take a look at this. JasmineStar.com/branding. Well, you get a whole branding kit. JasmineStar.com/DM. I talk to you about sending direct messages and include a strategy. JasmineStar.com/productivity. That's my productivity guide on how I get everything done in my day. If you want to know how to barter, JasmineStar.com, barter your services to collaborate with other people. If you want free stock photos, JasmineStar.com/free photos. Now, am I including that because I want you to get a freebie? Well, duh, I'll be real with you. But I'm also openly letting you know what's worked for me. Now, what works for me may not work for you. But you only know until you start testing things and learning according to your market. So on that note, let's dive into a few of your questions because I love talking and chatting with you. Zach Spuckler, good to see you, homie. Zach asks, scary question to ask, but I trust JStar. Good for you. If you're pivoting from a product to a service-based business, how do you start talking about it on social without looking like you're just hopping around, especially if you can't share client results because it's confidential? Example, changing from a course creator to an agency owner. Ooh, I love it. I love it. So Zach is talking about pivoting. I love the notion of pivoting because pivoting is so scary and you feel way out of your league. And whenever I feel really scared and I'm willing to double down on my goals, I know I can only go up. Now, when I flip my mindset to this will be hard or this will be complicated or people are going to have an opinion, I quickly say, it is only hard if I make it hard. And people are going to have opinions if I keep on selling courses or if I change to have a digital agency. People are always going to have an opinion. I am not responsible, nor am I tethered to your opinion, your opinion, your opinion. The only person whose opinion that matters to me is, number 1, the opinion I have of my own decisions. Number 2, the opinion that my husband and my business partner has. And number 3, the people who are closest to me. They have an opinion, I will listen to it. Everybody else is #boy bye. Now, let's get into granular pragmatics. How can somebody pivot and talk about a change in their business from a product-based to a service-based? You speak your truth. When I was pivoting from being just a photographer, just a wedding photographer, and getting into business strategy, it took me months and months to start changing my messaging to saying, over the years, I was a photographer who helped other photographers build their businesses. And over the years, other business owners asked if my strategies would work in their field and or industry. And guess what? I started testing those theories and they became very powerful. Then I started getting testimonials and results from people who I was helping their business. And then over time, I was able to no longer have to say, hey guys, I'm a business strategist. What was I saying? These are the results. this is what I'm doing. Were there people who stopped following my Facebook page? Were there people who unsubscribed from Instagram? Were there people who said, who unsubscribed from YouTube? Yeah, there were. And you want to know what? Hashtag boy, bye. The only person's opinion is of yours. You treat your audience with the honor, with the respect, and with the time that they deserve. But if you're saying, hey, I used to create courses and I would have all of my marketing strategy built out for myself and it was so effective, and now other people started asking me to do it for them and I'm pivoting and moving over here based on my successful results, you keep on saying that until you start getting successful results from other clients who will let you talk about their success and their stats. And you keep on saying the same thing until 2 years later, after the efficacy of you showing up every day is that people will no longer say Zach Spuckler, the course creator. They will say Zach Spuckler, the agency owner. Boom. That's how you do, baby boo. Good luck with that. Andrea Helfer. I want to schedule posts with later. I had to switch accounts to a business one to do so. I know you are against that. Any recommendations to scheduling posts for free? Also, when is Instagram going to be back to normal? I'm sad I only get 8 to 9 likes while I used to get a minimum of 40. Thank you. So, point of clarification. I want to let everybody know. Hold on one second. I'm literally like sweating bullets over here. It's so hot in California. I'm going to take a time out and not be so professional. Hold on. JD, can you turn the air conditioner? Yes, the air conditioner's coming on. Okay, point of clarification. I am totally not against a business account at all. I am just saying that a business account is not suitable for me and my business right now. That's all. If you have a business account and you're using it, I clap that up. Go on and do you. I was just saying that I do not need a business account at this time. Now, there are a few things that are happening in Instagram. There has been an algorithm change. People across the board have seen a drop in engagement. Now, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but I'm going to say one thing, baby boo. It's going to keep on happening. It will never go back to being how it used to be. Why? The more people that use the Instagram platform, the more inventory Instagram has to show posts to people. Now, the more people think of Instagram like a boat, and you got on this boat and there were just a few passengers and you were able to walk up and down, you were able to wave to people from the deck, you were able to stand at the front with your arms splayed open like Jack from Titanic, right? Okay. And now, this boat is full of people. You're like, why can't I walk the deck anymore? Why is somebody standing out at the masthead? That's Instagram. The more people that use Instagram, the less people will start seeing our stuff because there's so much more competition to it. You're now, I go live on Facebook, and there was a time where I had less fans on my Facebook page and more people were seeing it. And guess what? Facebook and Mark Zucks changed the algorithm. And I now have a decision. I could say, that really sucks. Screw you, Facebook. But I won't. Why? I do not complain about the free meal that has been placed in front of me on a table I didn't buy. I will continue showing up on platforms even if our engagement is dropping. Why? Because that change is affecting everybody equally. Our objective is now to say, okay, I see you, sir. Thank you very much. I'm going to have to try to create content that sticks out from everybody else because the algorithm is not out to get you, boo-boo. The algorithm is not a monster. The algorithm is just saying if your posts aren't being seen, it's because they're not good enough to compete. The post that just slayed last year and got 400 likes will probably get 45 likes a year later, present day. And you're like, that's terrible. No, it's not. The quality and the content and the inventory has all changed and gotten better. Have you? That's the main question. So, will the algorithm go back and give you what it once was in yesteryear? 9 times out of 10, the answer is no. So, you have the decision. Will you be happy and thankful for the 4 likes that you got and inspire you to change your content and show up in a new way? Or will you just stick your heels in the mud and say, I'm done, I'm tired of wasting time, I'm going to turn away from this free marketing mechanism? I don't have a horse in that race. You get to do you. But me and my, frugal loving ways, I'm going to show up and I'm going to make free content and speak to the people who showed up at this dang party. Okay. Renee, first time I have actually taken notes on an Instagram live in a while. Well, awesome tips on sources for ideas for video content. Renee, girlfriend, I love you, but you got to kick back on the day drinking because this is a Facebook Live. Hey, just kidding. I know you're an amazing photographer, successful business owner. There were lots of kids and you're not day drinking. It was a joke. Stephanie, love these weekly videos so dang much. Stephanie, I love you right back, kid. Who are we kidding? Let's get into Phyllis Smith. I have a nonprofit horse and cat rescue looking for new ways to bring in donations. So much competition just using cat and horse photos on social media. Guess what, Phyllis? You're right. There are a ton of cat photos and there are a ton of horse photos. How do you stick out? Your words. And this is where people will start saying like, oh, Jasmine, nobody reads on Instagram. Yes, they do. The right people read on Instagram. If you have a compelling photo that stops somebody's scroll and you talk about the cat and you talk about the horse and you talk about their story, and you talk about your mission, and you talk about why you are so passionate for this rescue, and you talk about who else has been donating and their reasonings for doing that. When you show up from a place of authority and care, people, the right people, will stop and listen. People tell me all the time. In fact, on the Inside of Social Curator, it's our private Facebook group, people were saying, I just hate when people go live on Instagram. It's so annoying. Whoever watches Instagram lives? And people, the thread just blew up. Oh, I hate it too. It's so annoying. I would never do it. Da, 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 da. And I am reading this and I'm just like, well, hot dang. I do Instagram lives 2 or 3 times a week. And I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for the people who like to watch Instagram lives. People hate when people go live on YouTube, live on Facebook. You're interrupting my flow. Don't watch. You know where the digital door is, baby boo. You ain't got to press on that live button. I am not coming to you. You have the choice to come to me. And as you put out content, you should not be given a rip about what other people think about what you're talking about your horses and your cats and the way that you're doing it. Why? You are going to create content in a way that serves people the way that they want to consume it. I don't find myself watching Instagram lives. Occasionally I will. But there's a whole segment of people who will. Some people will never watch an IGTV. Yet, I spend a lot of time, money, and energy making them. Why? Because some people will watch them. Some people will not read a very long Instagram post, but I will still write that. Why? Because some people will. My objective is not to create content that lights me up and makes me feel like a fairy running through the fields at night. No, my objective as a strong entrepreneur and visionary is to create content that serves a small group of people in a way that they want to consume it. So then they transition from being a fan to a fanatic. And once you're a fanatic, you trust me. Once you're a fanatic, you co-sign for me. Once you're a fanatic, you're this much closer into investing in something that I propose to you. And I'm not trying to sell you. I sell what I sell 3 times a year. Every 4 months, you will hear me talk strong about Social Curator. I will give out bonuses. I will have timelines and deadlines, and we do that. Every other week, I just show up and I'm like, here. I create the content that I think serves you. This goes back to Phyllis's question. What am I going to be posting about? Girl, I don't know. I don't know what your audience wants to see, but if you're not creating it in a way they want to consume it, you will never know. So what is my advice to you? Number 1, go live on Instagram. You're going to piss some people off. Guess what? Good. They were never your contributors or donors to begin with. You're going to test out IGTV. Why not? You want to go live on Facebook? Go live on Facebook. Bring out your phone, put it on the windowsill, and talk about one of the things that the horses had done. This morning, your horse had a colt. And you decided to name that colt Colt. You thought it was cute and clever. And I'm going to take you out and I'm going to show you this baby colt. It's still going to take its first steps. You invite people into your story, your sanctuary, and you personalize that experience with the horses. Then you know they're not just donating to the horse and they're not just donating to your sanctuary. They're donating to your ideology and a vision for creating a sanctuary, a safe haven for cats and for horses. That's my advice, baby boo. That's the advice that I have to give. Okay, I know Vonda's like, dang, Jasmine's on a roll today. She be preaching. Legitimately, I know. You want to know why? Iced coffee, y'all. Iced coffee. My husband, he got me all hyped. I'm hyped out here on social media. I'm hyped about YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. Okay. Terry says, I love your isms. Okay, well, if they just come to me, I literally don't even know. Like sometimes I get off and my husband will be like, do you know that you just said that? I was like, no idea. I was just overcome with the spirit. I was just overcome with the educational spirit. Okay. Let's dive in to, dang it, I can't. I'm going to have to end this where we are right now. We're hitting the 30-minute mark. I'm going to go in and do a private masterclass training with a fabulous guest instructor. Her name is Brittany, and she's going to be teaching our private membership on how to use LinkedIn for your business. Even if you're not B2B, even if you're not business to business and you go straight to business to consumer, she's going to talk to us about how we can use LinkedIn, and that masterclass will be on the inside of Social Curator. I hope you all have a great day. Thank you for showing up live. I appreciate it. I have nothing but love. If you like this page, scrolling up to the right side and hit those 3 dots, you can subscribe to this page and get updates. So every time I go live and answer questions, you can join us. Nothing would mean more to me. If you like what you see, pass my name along, spell it right, Jasmine Star. Mwah.